Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan, this is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go Inside the Cave.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, John Roberts with you on a fine Monday morning.
It is nice out there.
It is.
Nice and cool.
I like
Not
this
too
weather.
cool.
No.
It's not quite sweatshirt and jeans weather.
No, it's nice, though.
We're getting there, though. Notice the mornings are a little darker, and it's starting to get darker a little earlier at night.
It's like football weather, isn't it?
It's kind of like football weather. Yes, it is.
We just don't have any of that right now.
Not yet. Not yet.
Here we don't, especially.
Won't be long, though. Lions.
True. They headed across the border over the weekend. They had some yesterday. I didn't watch it. North Pickerington was on ESPN yesterday against somebody. I didn't see any of that.
I don't watch high school football on ESPN. I don't do it. I have a problem with it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't. No.
Why?
I think it's too much.
I don't mind it.
And maybe I'm old fashioned in that way. It's too much.
See, I don't mind it. I don't. Because,
First of all, I don't think schools from Ohio should be playing schools from California. That's AAU. That's not high school. Schools from Ohio should be playing school. I mean, now schools from Ohio could play schools from Michigan. If you're on the border or whatever. I don't know. That doesn't seem like high school football to me. High school football is Sand Creek and Morenci, Adrian and Tecumseh.
Well, I agree.
That's high school football.
It's definitely a different version of it.
It is. It's a commercialized version of it.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is what I don't like about it.
But I don't mind it just because I like watching good athletes perform.
Yeah, I'll watch them when they're in college.
And so I don't mind it. We were at a little establishment on Friday night, actually, and there was a TV in the background going on. And I watched, you could see some plays being made and stuff. And like, wow, them kids are pretty good.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, they're good. I'm not, and they're some of the best high school football teams in America. But I don't watch it. It doesn't interest me.
And I guess that's part of it, too, is, they are some of the better teams. So I don't mind watching.
Well, in someone's opinion. It's
you're a get off my lawn guy early this morning.
I am a little bit when it comes. It's always I always crack up at the USA Today top 25 high school teams. Whoever puts that poll together never sees probably one of those teams play. They might watch them on television.
That's why they have to play those games on TV. Then.
Yeah, right.
See,
right.
Otherwise they wouldn't know where to put any of them.
Right.
If they couldn't see them on TV.
Right.
So
you're right.
It has to be there then. Otherwise, what are you going to do? See?
Yeah.
There's a reason behind their method behind their madness. I don't mind it. So I'm okay with it.
That's what, yeah. I'm this is America. And I have the freedom to turn the channel or not watching it.
That's exactly.
And that's what I do.
That's right.
That's what I do.
Okay.
So it's just not my thing.
It's not your cup of iced tea?
Nope. Not my cup of iced tea.
All right, well.
Or my 2 cups of iced tea.
That's okay.
It is. Some people like watching high school sports on TV.
Now, do you watch Little League World Series?
Not much. Almost for the same reason.
Wow.
I might watch the final game, but I don't watch. If I'm flipping through the channels, I might watch a pitch or two of the Great Lakes Regional Championship.
Yeah, I like watching the regional ones even.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
It is. Dang it.
It is.
It is.
And that's great. I respect that. It's not my thing.
It is mine.
Did you just break the table?
No.
Well, you keep doing that.
Wow, whatever I did.
I know.
Well, it made my
Knock us
computer.
off the air or something
It,
here in a minute.
It made my mouse jump and it clicked something. All right. Anyway, well, we've had a little run with Taz Wallace, former Madison football coach, leaving the head coaching job and after making his mark, not just in wins and losses, but in building the character of the young men he was able to coach. Let's hear from Taz one more time.
Yeah, I think that we were able to grow, and and we did it based on the mission. And I've always said this: if we were able to impact one young man, I think we should be proud of that. And I oftentimes told coaches that if we can impact the kid that maybe has never played football in his life, maybe there's not a lot of talent, but if we can impact that kid, then that's where you should be proud of that. And for me, I hope that we were able to impact one young man during my time in the program.
Again, it was former Madison football coach Taz Wallace, and he gets it on that end of it for sure.
No question.
And I think a lot of it is you look at him, and if you know him, which we do, and if you know a little more about him, if you've read his book that he wrote, he had some struggles. And
trying to clean up my rounds.
Whoa.
He needed, he had some people, some coaches that were very impactful in his life. And I think that was one of the big things for him was to, kind of pass that forward. Say, hey, if I'm in that position and I'm in that role, I want to be that same type of individual and same type of coach that, later on down the line, somebody can do something and go, that's something that I was taught by my football coach in high school.
I think that's very true when it comes to Taz. And your guest on Friday, Jim Lyle, had a huge impact on Taz's life when he was his college coach at Akron College.
Yeah, so that's one good thing. That Taz definitely, you look at, his record's not the greatest, but it's been at a program that's never, they haven't been able to turn that corner. No. And they've just, one of the reasons, too, we talked about it after Friday, you just look at, TCC is tough. And if you're at the bottom and you're not being able to, top. It is. Yeah. When you look at the teams that Whiteford have had and Sand Creek in history and Clinton for years. Yeah. So Summerfield in there. So you're, if you're on that bottom rung.
Morenci there for a while.
It's tough to get over that hurdle. And that's where they were trying to get the playoff wins out of conference because they were having a hard time getting wins in conference. And so
absolutely.
That's a tough task.
It is.
But we got another little clip this morning. Mr. Tiger Woods, he spoke to reporters following his final score of 71 at the BMW Championship to finish 11 strokes over par for the week. He says the extra 2 weeks of time off before the U.S. Open at Winged Foot will be crucial to help him make the necessary adjustments.
Trying to clean up my rounds and trying to miss the golf ball in the correct spots. As I said to Doug, I haven't done that. And it was nice playing a practice round and knowing what I had to deal with. I won't be able to play on Rye until I get to the U.S. Open. So these last 2 weeks were very nice to play on Rye before I head back home to and practice on Bermuda.
That's such a big difference. You and I could tell between the Rye and Bermuda, and I want to.
I love rye bread.
Yeah, I do too. Play that again.
I closed it out.
Because you got to listen to the first part.
Now you're making
you work
overtime here, Jeff. I got to go through all these steps and load this.
Well, why did you get out of it already? You just played it.
Trying to clean up my rounds and trying to miss the golf ball in the correct spots.
There you go. Miss the golf ball in the correct spots.
Yeah.
I don't even hit my golf ball in the correct spot.
I'm hoping I consistently hit mine in the right spot.
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's talking about missing them in the correct spot.
Yes, he is. Am I going to have to come back to that clip now?
I think you're okay with that.
Okay.
Goodness
I'm going to
gracious.
delete it off the computer screen. because I don't like to leave my screen messy when the show's over.
It's in a hurry. See, Fridays I go straight from here to a sales meeting. Everybody in the room's waiting for me, so I have to hurry up and get out. So
Are you in the building on Friday?
Not much after that.
Okay.
So there.
So on the way back out, you couldn't come back in and
I
clean
couldn't.
off all the stuff on
I
the
had too many
computer
other things
screen.
going on.
Okay.
So there.
All right. I'll just do it from now on.
Okay, whenever. You can just come in every day and just clean it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that.
No problem.
It's like putting your carts back in the right spot.
Yes. That drives me nuts, too.
Actually, that does. I mean, you posted that yesterday, and that is one of my big pet peeves as well.
I had to go out in the middle of Maumee Street, risk my life so that someone didn't go crashing into a grocery cart.
What a guy.
Kind of like Superman.
Did it go flying past you first, or you just noticed it
No,
there?
I was putting my groceries away in our car or our van, and all of a sudden I hear this cart, and I'm looking, and it's just slowly. It's like it's on a string being pulled towards the driveway, out into Maumee Street, and cars. It was right in kind of where Maumee Street turns there,
Right.
So you can't really slow down and stop because you might get rear-ended
Right.
if someone's not paying attention coming around that little bend there, and so.
You probably saved a life or more.
Well, I saved the grocery cart, at least. I mean, so,
Good for you.
well, try to keep Adrian safe for democracy.
Trying to keep peace in the world.
Yes.
Jonathan Scope hit a tie-breaking home run in the 6th inning, and the Tigers finished off a 3-game sweep of the then first-place Minnesota Twins. Now they're down in third. Tyler Alexander pitched 3 2/3 scoreless innings of relief for Detroit, which handed Twins starter Kent Maeda his first loss of the season. Detroit has won 5 straight and pulled back to 500 on the year. Minnesota has dropped 5 in a row. Jamer Candelario also homered for the Tigers, and Jorge Polanco went deep for the Twins. Rookie Casey Mize allowed 2 runs in 3 innings as Detroit's starter. And how about Victor Reyes?
Was he 4 for 4? Did I see that?
Yeah, and he's made 2 plays in SportsCenter top 10.
I saw Jacoby Jones had 2 in the Sports Center top 10 too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
When was that?
Saturday night?
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Reyes that diving catch in, and then the reach over for a home run. It's nice.
Tigers getting it done.
They are.
Talk more about the Tigers.
A little bit, yep.
And probably Jonathan Scope too.
Probably.
They should re-sign him. That should be their number one re-signing priority in the offseason.
Because they don't have a lot of second basemen coming
Nope.
up behind him even.
And I hear people say, "Well, one of these young infielders." No, you have a major league second baseman who, for the right price, will stay for a couple more years.
Yeah.
And be a productive player in that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 25 to 30 home run guy. Plays solid second base.
He's a good locker room guy.
He's a good locker room guy. He was on the Little League World Series team.
Yeah. And you got to figure he speaks
You probably watched him on TV, didn't you?
a long time ago, yeah. You got to figure he speaks English,
He does.
Dutch,
Dutch.
because he's
Pat
from
Hayes is a
Curacao.
big fan.
Exactly. Curacao. Imagine being down there too. He probably speaks Spanish version of it. I mean, Curacao has their own, but with all the other Latin ball players, he probably can speak that. So you got to figure he's very, good in the locker room because he could probably mesh well with
Yes.
a whole bunch of groups of ball players. Chicago Cubs appear to be casting a wide net for outfield depth. Cub inquired about the veteran Tigers outfielder Cameron Maben, which I'm surprised because he's been hurt more than he's been healthy this year.
Yeah.
Maben, free agent after this season, so it'd be a short-term acquisition for the Cubs. For that reason, Tigers will likely receive a small amount of cash and future considerations, or a very low-level prospect be named later. So I'm not sure how they can do that. I don't know if we can.
It's got to be on the 60-man roster
Right.
to make a trade during the season.
unless there is some type of thing where you get future, something like that. But I know trading up, you got to have those.
You could say future considerations and wink, wink, nod, nod, agree to who that player is that's future considerations and complete the trade after the season's over.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that does happen
Right.
even
in
a quote-unquote normal year.
Mm-hmm. Maben is one of a handful of Tigers veterans on one-year deals, along with catcher Austin Romine and second baseman Jonathan Scope, who we just talked about. Right-handed pitcher Ivan Nova is currently injured, and first baseman C.J. Cron is done for the season. Of all the impending Tigers free agents, Maben might be the most easily replaceable because at the major league level, Tigers have Jacoby Jones, Victor Reyes, Maben, Kristen Stewart, and Jorge Bonifacio are splitting the rest of playing time. So, yeah, if somebody wanted him, I'd say go ahead. Although he's a good clubhouse guy right now too.
Who's Maben?
Maben.
Yeah, I read something the other day that he has a real tight bond with Miguel Cabrera, and
You want to keep Miggy happy.
yeah, because Miggy's hitting the ball right now, and he's going to slump again this year at some point. But he had a pretty hot weekend for sure.
Yes.
I'm definitely talking more about Miguel Cabrera later in the show.
I'm glad you are.
But you see those.
I'm lacking a little on some of those. I had a busy family weekend. Usually you yell at me because I have too many.
Now I'm going to have to do the whole bit.
You have to carry it.
You're getting heavy, Jeff.
I know it. Those things happen.
They do. I get it. And if I have to carry the winners and losers of the weekend, you can provide commentary.
I can do that.
Okay.
I'm going to write some stuff down.
Okay.
I might do some
Scrambling to get your homework done before the teacher collects it here. Is it you were that kind of student?
While Senor's on, I may do a little some homework over here.
Okay.
What time we have?
He's 7:25 this morning.
Coach Ted Hannish
Yes.
coming up, so we're going to have a very short.
And he just confirmed with me that he
Okay.
will be available. So
Nice. The truncated off season, you like that, has slowed the development of rookies across the.
I know
the
you
league,
didn't write it.
including the Detroit Lions. Rookie running back DeAndre Swift made it only a few days before going down with some kind of leg injury. Missed most of the last 2 weeks because of it. And with just 2 weeks to go, the reality is Detroit may have to pare back his expected role to start the season. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can get a little better.
Yeah, I think he's going to be important to the Lions this year. We're getting close to where we're probably going to have to almost like do a whole Monday show on the Lions
Yes.
because it's like 2 weeks from yesterday.
Well, here it
Their
is. The
first game.
Detroit Lions with just 2 weeks until the season opener.
There you go.
They're still not sure whether Jeff Okuda will be ready for the starting assignment on open day against Chicago. Desmond Trufant signed free agency this year, is locked in one of the outside cornerback job. Justin Coleman signed to a big contract free agency last year, is locked into this slot. But Detroit is still determining whether the role with Okuda or Amani Oruwari on the other side. So Okuda is no ordinary rookie, third overall pick. So we'll see. Your number one like that needs to be on the field.
I'm thinking he'll be on the field. He may not be on the field for every snap the first game, every defensive snap.
Oh, snap.
I don't think kids use that anymore, Jeff.
Okay. Adults shouldn't either.
They absolutely shouldn't.
Just days after Michigan offensive lineman Jalen Mayfield opted out of the spring season prayer for the draft, cornerback Ambry Thomas announced Thursday he would be skipping the season to prepare for the NFL Combine and the draft, and it leaves a big hole in an unproven position. It's also dealing with the loss of Lavert Hill to the NFL this past offseason. So that's, it's going to be happening a lot.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not just Michigan.
No.
And they've got someone, I'm sure, in line to replace him. Mm-hmm. They recruit pretty well.
They do. Jimmy Johnson reflecting on his legacy after getting knocked out of playoff contention Saturday at Daytona International Speedway. Johnson was running near the front of the pack most of the night and was in position to make the playoffs until Danny Hamlin and Joey Logano made contact. started a multi-car melee that collected Johnson and 9 others with less than 2 laps to go. Johnson posted a picture on Instagram of his battered 48 Chevrolet that was caught up in a late race wreck. Crashman's racing career would end without a record-setting 8th Cup Series championship. So Johnson retiring full-time from Cup competition at the end of the season.
7-time champion's not bad.
It's got a ring to it. Definitely has a ring to it.
I'm sure he's got some rings for that, too.
Yes, he does. Hey, let's take our break first off, and then we can come back with Mr. Ted Hanisch, the head soccer coach, and chat a little bit about what's going on with soccer and how life is going with a day-to-day wondering what the heck's going to happen next. So we'll be back with more Inside the Cave right here at 96.5 The Cave.
Let's talk sports. 96.5 The Cave.
We are so grateful to our local heroes, those serving our community every day. To the people working at our grocery stores, we are encouraged by your bravery as you keep our homes stocked with food. To our first responders, how we are grateful for your courage when you come to the need of our community. To our medical personnel and their support teams, working on the front lines to combat this deadly virus. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. So as a community, let us join together while keeping appropriate social distancing and tell our local heroes how much we love and appreciate their sacrifice and the sacrifices of their loved ones. May God's mighty hand protect and guide each of you during these uncertain times.
This message is brought to you by 3-Dimensional Physical Therapy, 3DPT, because people matter.
I found us a place that wants to hire a few good employees. That's us.
Wait, does it pay well?
It does, and we can get meals and discounts on all kinds of things. The hours are flexible. They even offer scholarships, insurance, and a retirement plan.
Sounds too good to be true.
Nope, it's true.
McDonald's offers a wide variety of job and career opportunities from crew member to management. We're hiring for both our North and South Main locations in Adrian and at our Hudson Meridian Road McDonald's.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID19.
You'll hit a home run every time with Hayes Insurance Agency.
Their team of independent agents will cover all the bases
and find you the right policy at the best price.
For your car, your home, your business, whatever you need.
Hayes Insurance, serving residents of Lenawee County and beyond for over a half-century.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com. In 1968, Tigers great Jim Northrup hit 2 grand slams in one game.
And ever since, the Hayes Insurance Agency has been hitting grand slams for all its customers in Lenawee County and beyond.
For your car, your home, your farm, your business, count on Hayes Insurance Agency.
On Occidental Highway between Adrian and Tecumseh.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com.
We can find you the next pre-owned vehicle you're looking for right here. Hi, I'm Ricardo Velasquez with Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. With so many vehicles available through the Suburban collection, if you don't see the right vehicle for you on our lot in Clinton, we have access to hundreds more. Suburban also offers many financing options to help fit your budget. Come on in and find your next new or pre-owned vehicle right here on the corner of M52 and US 12. Make the choice at the home of the lifetime warranty, Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton.
Hi, my name is Janie Navarro. I'm a realtor with Excel Realty. I am fluent in Spanish and love assisting the Hispanic community. Call or text me anytime so I can assist you in buying or selling a home. Buenos días, mi nombre es Janie Navarro. Soy una agente de real estate con Excel Realty. Puedo ayudarles con la compra y venta de su casa. Me encanta ayudar a mi comunidad España. Sé que puede ser difícil si no habla inglés. Llámame o mándame un texto y estaré lista para asistirles. 403-4215.
Looking for a great lunch or dinner to satisfy the whole gang? The Brick Wall Pub and Grill in downtown Adrian has it all. Juicy burgers, quesadillas, pizzas, salads, homemade soups, and so much more. Check their Facebook page for daily food and drink specials. Indoor and outdoor seating is available. Call 759-4072 for takeout orders. That's 759-4072. Join Crazy Karen for karaoke fun Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. The Brick Wall Pub and Grill. They're not just another brick in the wall.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
And welcome back inside the cave. Monday morning, Jeff Bowman, John Roberts here with you. Joined now on the cave phone.
Cave hotline.
Cave hotline is Adrian High School boys soccer coach, Ted Hanisch. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Great, great. How are you?
Good.
Looks like you're going to have a great day to practice today.
You know, we haven't had any really bad days.
Well, I was going to say,
this season.
No. It's always a good day.
Practice days than we planned.
Well, we're gonna dive into that in just a second here for sure. I would imagine practice without playing is starting to leave not just you, but the kids kind of wondering also, I would guess.
Yes, from a player standpoint, they want to play, and our guys have been just sort of rolling with the punches. I haven't had too much backlash about let us play, can we play, when are we going to play, and I've just been giving them all the news that I get and as much as information that I can find or get. But going through some of the practice things again and again, and you try and build up towards a game, and that's the hard part right now. So trying to keep it fresh and change things up for them to keep them going without any goal in mind.
Well, and unfortunately, no firm date yet of when you may get to play a game.
Yeah, that setting up practice-wise, you think, well, we're almost in the pregame mode and find out, for the last couple of games until maybe the night before that, we're still not playing. So I told the guys if I would have known we weren't going to play these two games last week, we could have done a really good conditioning day. But, I don't want to necessarily throw that at them and then to play the next day and they can barely move.
Right.
They work really hard. So,
well, I think,
Coach, it's been different.
Coach, one of the big things that, when you look at what's going on is, at least with football, they know they're not playing. You can do some practices, you can do so much, but they're not going to play, so you're kind of living with that. With you guys, again, it's one of those day-to-day things. It's like, all of a sudden tomorrow somebody could call you up and say, okay, we're ready to go, let's play. And so you got to be in that different mindset, at least. Like I said, of football, you go, okay, we know we're done. You guys are just in that holding pattern, and that's where it's got to, again, start getting old at some point where you're just going, all right, when is it going to happen next? What's going to happen for us to be able to do this?
Yeah, that's the goofy thing about it. I'm not sure, and asking to find out now that we've canceled or postponed 2 league games. Are we going to jump in the schedule? Are they going to tell us on Wednesday afternoon that we're able to play and we're jumping on a bus to go somewhere Thursday, or have to be ready to host somebody on Thursday? It seems like preparing or getting everything ready, and then not sure if we are able to do it or not.
Right. Well, and that, you and I worked together a long time, and, in that athletic office, I mean, they've got the officials scheduled, or if it's an away game, they've got the bus scheduled and the game workers and all that stuff. And then, it's kind of I don't want to say it's a last minute thing, but probably first thing that morning, if you haven't heard, you're making phone calls and canceling and not even really sure, I would guess, when you could reschedule it for, especially those league games.
Yeah, so I was just looking at the rest of our, calendar, and like Jeff said, you don't know really when we're going to start. It would almost be better to say, okay, we're not going to do anything until September, pick a day in the middle of September, and
right.
That would be our go time. So, our game with Dexter, they were holding out hope and being very optimistic. I talked with Andy Maines, and he said as of the night before, and this was after they had already told us we couldn't play that week before, they were holding out hope that we would find out, Monday night or Tuesday morning that we were able to play. And that took me aback. I said, well, shoot, I've already scheduled a practice. We're going to practice. I haven't even talked to my boys about playing a game. So some people are out there, we're ready to play at an instant, So we've got to be ready for everything right now.
Yeah, I think you're almost right about that. We're just saying, okay, once it happens, okay, we're going to have this date, and then you do know, so you can kind of ramp up your practices or do what you need to do to get ready for that game time instead of just all of a sudden having that, all right, guys, we're going tomorrow, and not having people be in that right mindset about it.
Yeah, it'll be seems like it'll be a crazy thing. We may practice Wednesday morning and find out Wednesday afternoon we have a game Thursday, so it's me getting on the horn and saying, okay, everybody, you have this, and this, and ready. So we're not practicing Thursday morning. We're going to have a game. So, and the kids have been great with it. It's been okay. They'll be ready, and some were going to be gone. We'll come back if we're going to have a game, and if practice is going on, we'll do this, that, and the other. So they've been flexible as well. So it hasn't been bad trying to keep these kids going that I've got this year.
Well, and you talk about the kids being flexible, and you've been at this quite a while now, and that sometimes the kids are way more flexible than the adults in the situation, because we get in kind of a tunnel vision mindset of this has to happen, and then this next, and then this next, and kids are they're kind of a little bit more, well, whatever happens.
Yeah. So I've got my little calendar and my plan, and then it just, okay, flip one thing over to another and change this week to that week. So as you mentioned, the game schedule, I don't know how we'll throw those back in there, and how the league, if we have a plan yet to change our league schedule. So
right, and I know having done schedules with you for a while, you really hate to play back-to-back days if you don't have to. Even if it means playing on a Saturday, you'd rather do that than play 2 days in a row if you don't have to. And, the more games that are postponed, the more days you're looking at, trying to find that makeup date where both teams have a hole in their schedule that it fits, because all of a sudden you start playing games and you're playing back-to-back days. That could lead to injuries, and you certainly don't want that.
Yeah, so I looked at our schedule, and we're kind of tight towards the end of the year. We're at our Tuesday, Thursday. We have a couple Saturdays in there that we already have filled up. So I'm sure those will fill up unless the other team that we're supposed to make up with, if they've got a Saturday thing going on already. So
Right. So, hey, obviously you've been at this for a few weeks now with the kids. You want to talk a little bit about this team and the upcoming season, and maybe who some of the key contributors for the Maples on the pitch are going to be?
Sure, I'd love to. Now we've got a good group mixture from seniors down to freshmen that will be contributing, and some of our younger guys will be getting some good experience out there. Our two senior captains coming back are Evan Johnson, who's going to be he was our second leading goal scorer last year. So we're looking on him to play a nice role in that and keep that going for us. A good offensive threat and a great leader so far this fall. Our other leader is and captain is Henry Cruz. He comes back after having to take a sophomore year off with an injury, and really is doing a nice job. And he plays in the back for us. Nice big kid with good footwork and speed, so he's going to be a good first in the back for us. It feels like it's a young team, but for example, we've got Aiden Bell, but he's a junior this year. He's been on the varsity starting since a freshman year. So you think about him as being a youngster, but he's a junior that's going to be a big role player for us in the back with Henry Cruz leading our defense. Cameron Kendall is also a junior and going to be right in the middle for us. That will be counted on for a lot of ball control and running the whole field. A couple youngsters that we had, freshmen, sophomores, Aiden Smith, who's dual sporting with cross country, and Ben Shefka. They've been doing both, so along with Aiden Bell. So they started last year for us and look to be in the starting lineup again. So that will be good. We've got 2 goalkeepers coming back this year. Different than last year. We weren't quite sure what we had in the goal until we got going into the season and had some kids step up. Evan Hunter, a junior, and Liam Castleberry is a senior. Both of them will also split some time in the goal for us. So those are some of our key returners that we have coming back. A few freshmen that we've got. Joey Spagnoli is going to jump right in there right away. He probably can play anywhere for us, so he's been a real nice bright spot. But being a freshman, we're going to call on him to do some really good things for us this year.
Well, it sounds like you got a nice blend of youth and experience, which often bodes well for a season. So that's good to hear. Good to hear. Hey, we did have a listener text in, and they wanted me to ask you a quick question before we're done with this segment. Wanted to know who your favorite freshman boys basketball coach of all time is.
Gosh, it's got to be none other than a former city commissioner. Matthew Schwartz.
Matthew Schwartz. Okay.
He was able to text.
Well, it's a Facebook message, so he's getting a little more technologically advanced. Mr. Schwartz is.
He should be doing some laundry this time of day already, not worrying about texting.
I'm sure he is.
He is a loyal Cave listener. He messages us on the air all the time, and so he heard that you, as his one-time assistant freshman basketball coach,
I learned many things.
I'm sure you did.
And a lot of them we probably cannot say on air.
Well, that's wonderful to know that he's up and listening this morning.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, Coach, again, this is it's different times for you. So good luck with trying to get all this thing figured out and navigate through it all, because it's just. As we said, it's something that you don't expect, and you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. And so, it's just kind of prepare for the unexpected, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we're going to keep trying to do and keep the boys going. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Well, we know you got practice this morning, and you got to go get the field set up and all that good stuff. So we appreciate you taking the time out to join us, talk a little soccer, and hopefully we can have you on maybe a little bit later this season, and we can actually talk about some games that the Maples have played.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. Adrian High School.
Right, thanks,
yep. Adrian High School head soccer coach for the boys, Ted Hanisch, joining us inside the Cave this morning. So learning a little bit about maybe what awaits the Maples in boys soccer this fall.
Yeah, it's again, it's got to be a tough spot to be in, with all those coaches that are sitting around here right now, with whether it's the swim and dive, opening up the pools, volleyball, practicing outside.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head at the start of the piece, Jeff. Is at least with football, they know they're not playing right now. They know that their season is 99.9% probably in the fall or the spring, excuse me. And so, that they're in a little bit better shape there.
Yeah, because at least they know.
At least mentally.
Yeah, and that's got to be the hardest part is not, you're waking up, as you said, you might have practice today and, this afternoon you're thinking you're going to get practice for tomorrow and all of a sudden you go, oh, no, it's a game day.
Yeah.
You know, and so you got to just prepare yourself a little differently.
Light on your feet, so to speak.
Yeah. And again, as he said, whether conditioning day or, as putting your practice plans together, you know what to do in between games and how to prepare your team and, kind of get them to that level. And if you're not knowing what's going on from one day to the next, you're hard to put that in the right perspective of what's going on with it. So it makes it tough.
Yes, it does. So we're going to take a quick time out here and pay some bills, and we will be right back after this, probably talking a little Tiger baseball on 96.5 The Cave.
Lenawee Sports Lineup. It's all here on 96.5 The Cave.
In a report from the CDC, during June 24th through the 30th of this year, U.S. adults reported suffering higher mental health conditions associated with COVID-19. Younger adults, racial ethnic minorities, essential workers, and unpaid adult caregivers reported having experienced disproportionately worse mental health outcomes, increased substance use, and increased suicidal thoughts. 40% of U.S. adults reported struggling with their mental health or substance use. As time goes on and we continue dealing with the pandemic, mental health issues could continue to rise. Suicide rates could increase. Substance use could increase. Don't wait until you reach a crisis state. Reach out for help. 211 is a great resource for our community, as well as Lenawee Community Mental Health at 517-263-8905. Crisis service available 24/7, 365 a year. Check us out on Facebook.
Life as a farmer has many sides. That's why we work with Nationwide, the #1 farm insurer, to help farmers and ranchers stay profitable and protected. With Nationwide, you can feel confident you're getting coverage that fits your operations needs. Find out how to help protect your farm or ranch. Call us today.
D.S. Johnson and Associates, located in Adrian, Morenci, and Monroe. Give them a call today at 517-263-2582.
For your many sides, there's Nationwide. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval. Products and discounts not available to all persons in all states.
Is your asphalt driveway cracking? Does it need maintenance? After years of wear and tear, this is Rocky from K&B Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. We do seal coating, hot rubber crack filling, and unlike others, we also do our own striping, patching, and paving. We are your one-stop shop for all your driveway and parking lot needs. We have 25 years of expertise and are fully insured for commercial and residential work. Visit us online or call 264-2541 for more information. At K&B Asphalt, we pledge to keep our customers satisfied by providing expert service with quality materials at a competitive price.
With our 8-year track record of teaching success through Tecumseh Virtual Academy, we are prepared to educate your students. Hundreds of students have taken core subjects and AP classes and gone on to graduate while participating in the TVA Dynamic Learning Community. This year, crossover options are available for in-class and online learning. With equipment and our experienced support staff provided, we invite you to contact Tecumseh Virtual Academy to explore your students' options. Go to TVA Tecumseh online or find our link on WLEN.com.
Everybody huddle up. Here's the play. If you wear any kind of screen printed item, go to ProMed Uniform and get your company logo, school spirit wear, fundraiser events, family reunions, any screen printing needs. If you need custom embroidery, go to ProMed Uniform and get your varsity jacket, company logo, corporate apparel, or just that special embroidered item. Score! Let's repeat that play. Nobody can beat it. ProMed Uniform is Lenawee County's premier embroidery and screen printing destination. All screen printing and embroidery is done in-house. ProMed Uniform is where quality work and the best pricing in Lenawee County come together. Please support local businesses and shop ProMed Uniform for all your screen printing and embroidering needs. T-shirts, varsity jackets, corporate apparel, screen printing, embroidery. ProMed Uniform, 937 West Beecher in Adrian.
Breaking it down.
Took you a minute.
Go, Shorty. It's your birthday. Yes.
We're coming out of the break. Breaking story from the world of sports. A very sad story, actually. Former Georgetown coach John Thompson is reported to have passed away this morning.
That's
78 years old.
That's a tough one. That guy was such a legend.
Yes.
Such a legend in the game. I mean, he put Georgetown on the map.
Oh, absolutely. Hoya Paranoia back when we were young.
Yeah.
Really all began with Patrick Ewing, too. Signing him out of high school in the Boston area. Yep. And had some really great teams at Georgetown over the years. Teams you kind of... I was never a huge Georgetown fan, but they were almost like the bad boys before the bad boys.
Yeah, they kind of were.
They were physical and
they
tough. They
kind of were.
And if you went in to play a John Thompson Georgetown team, you were going to be sore after the game because it was going to be,
Well, that was when the Big East was
tough. I mean, physically tough. They played that brand of basketball.
And the crazy thing was a lot of those, other than like Syracuse and stuff, I mean, those Big East schools were basketball schools.
Basketball
too.
only.
Yeah, they didn't have football teams.
I mean, or if they did, they were small college.
Right.
Like Georgetown has a football team, but it's not Division I.
No.
It's, you know, I don't even know if it's 1AA. It
right.
might be Division III.
Yeah. So those guys were.
Yeah.
Villanova. That was the identity of those schools.
Yeah, they were
your basketball program.
Schoolyard, tough. Up and down the floor.
Yeah.
St. John's and,
right.
Chris Mullen and Pearl Washington at Syracuse. And that's a great 30 for 30, actually.
That would be
one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones about the Big East.
The Big East.
Yeah.
Because
that was right when I was going through college.
Yeah.
And watched a lot of, I watched college basketball all the time when I was in college.
Chris Mullins gets slept on.
Yeah.
He's so much better than a lot of people ever can remember him being.
He was
that left-handed shot from the corner was just lethal.
He was a great college basketball player, and he wasn't bad in the pros.
No, not at all. Very good warrior.
Eddie Pinckney at Villanova. When they upset Georgetown and won the national championship.
Now that was crazy.
Yeah, is that the last time? I think it was 85. The last time three teams from the same conference were in the Final Four. You had St. John's, Georgetown, and Villanova all in this Final Four.
Probably.
I got to believe it is. We'll get our research staff on that. That was quite a year for Big East basketball, 84-85 season.
Yeah, was it Michigan, Illinois?
Is that 89 when Michigan and Illinois were in it in 89 when Michigan won it.
Right.
Because they beat Illinois because they hadn't beaten Illinois.
But was there another Big Ten that
might have been Iowa?
Wow, it could have been
with Lute Olson, who recently
passed as well. Oh, we were just talking about three: Uncle Cliff Robinson from the Piston days, and just passed.
He was
over
just
the
a
weekend.
little before the going to work stuff. He wasn't on that team, was he?
No, but he was just.
He was a good player.
He was
quiet, good player. He was on the Trailblazers team that the Pistons beat the Bad Boys.
Yes,
in the finals. Yeah. So and out of Connecticut, a Big East guy.
Yep. Okay.
Almost forgot about Connecticut.
I know it. Again, it's another pretty much basketball school.
Yeah. Well, they've gotten a little. They had their little run there in football with some success. When the Big East was actually an actual football conference with.
They still weren't.
They had Pitt and Connecticut and Boston College, and they had some solid squads. Not great squads, but some solid teams on the college football landscape. I mean, Boston College beat Notre Dame how many times? That's a big game.
Yeah, but I don't know if UConn was ever really.
They had the great Dan Orlovsky at quarterback.
Okay. The most teams in any conference has ever gotten to Final Four was 85 when the Big East got three teams, Villanova that won it, Georgetown runner-up.
Yeah. I think 2 is the most.
Yeah.
Big Ten's had 2 several times.
Let me see this. What's this little thing here? I hate when they start a thing and then you got to read it all. They start a headline and then you got to actually
You have
click
to
on it.
actually read the story and not just.
Well, no, they don't give you
comment
the
on the
whole
headline.
thing. I mean, they'll
Oh, the read more box you got to check or whatever.
Yeah. Well, actually, they have like the first 3 sentences, and then it's got something you got to click to go to the whole thing, and it's like, well, if you're going to put that there, put it so I can read. Goodness.
First world problems.
It is first world problems. Now I got to go all the way back up to the top to see the. Anyway, we know which 3 were in there.
Yes, we do.
Thanks to that. So
Yes. So rest in peace, Coach Thompson.
Yes.
Quite an influential character in the history of college basketball in America.
always had the towel over his shoulder.
Was a fair player himself
Yeah.
with the Celtics too, and Bill Russell, and back in those days.
Then his son tried to follow in his footsteps, and it just
He's done okay. Not great, but
No.
okay. They've had some decent teams, and then they've had some real down years. But yeah.
It's a weird article, this thing, and you can't find what I wanted to find.
Okay.
But anyway, we know the 3.
Yep. We got about 5 minutes before we're going to get kicked off the air here by the top of the hour break.
Yes, we are.
What do you want to squeeze in here?
Well, actually, I'm trying to get back to this. I could just go with some scores from over the weekend. Well, we're going to do that at the top of the hour.
We'll do that at the top of the hour.
We're going to talk a lot about the Big Ten stuff coming up. That's kind of interesting.
It is, yep. We do have to recap the Tigers.
We're going to talk about the Tigers' big weekend.
And where they're going.
A little golf. I'll tell you what.
I have a little mention of golf.
Okay.
A little later on in the show.
John Rahm. That was, I tell you what, that they set up Olympia Fields.
You and I would not have scored well.
Tough.
Yeah. Would not have been fun for us.
It'd still be fun, but
my golf this weekend was limited to the par 3 course out on 12.
Did you go there?
Yeah.
My wife and I were talking about that, but we ended up just deciding, just time wise and things. We went to the driving range yesterday.
Yeah,
and just
we
hit,
the family, my wife and son and daughter. It was my daughter's first time ever playing golf.
Well, see, Joanne had just recently, we played
Yep.
once, and so
Yeah.
she went and bought some clubs.
Yeah.
So we decided we were going to go to the par 3 just to have a little better shot for learning how to do it.
Sure.
And we ended up just going to driving range instead, just to kind of work on a swing a little bit first.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
But that's probably a nice way to do it, though. The par
It's
3
a
is to
perfect
learn
way to do it. Because, and if you're a beginning women's player, and I'm trying not, I don't mean to be sexist when I say that, you can really hit a wood off some of those tees and learn how to hit your woods. There's a few holes that are 185, 195 yards out there. And if you're a beginning player or a younger player, we played behind this father and his little boy, and they were walking. And so it was, we just kind of took our time. It was fun.
Yeah, Pat said he took his grandson out there.
It's a neat little par 3 course. I mean, there's some tight, you got to hit it straight or you're in the woods and in the trees. And, there's a lot of trees on
And that's
that.
what we talked about going too. I mean, because like Kenny and I just need to learn. Sure, I mean, it probably helps guys with a short game and stuff.
You learn how to play par 3s. And
Right.
That's kind of important in a round of golf because usually there's a couple of them.
Yes.
And they tend to be more narrow holes with smaller landing areas. So
yeah, and those are fun.
And it was in good shape. I mean, lots of nice green grass out there, and it was a beautiful day. And so if you're out in the Irish Hills area, want to play a little par 3 golf, that's a good little look.
Okay. I like the recommendation because, like I said, that was something that we had wanted to go do, but Olympia Fields, boy, it was.
We kind of got off topic there.
It's all right.
It was
no,
golf.
we're still golf.
Yeah.
But I watched
Olympia
a little bit
Fields is
earlier in the week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, they had a little charity event.
Right.
And that was fun to watch. These guys are just out in shorts and just crushing it. And actually, I was talking a little bit with Pat about it on Friday because the cool thing was they could only carry 7 clubs in their bag. And
so you had to choose wisely.
Yes. And so watching them have to think about what to hit, and especially those guys,
right?
Those pro golfers know to, the yard, what club goes what distance. And so when you have to take out a different one, I mean, one guy one time just was yanking one because he was in between clubs and he needed an extra 10, 15 yards. And so you could just see him just trying to crush that club, get a little bit more out of it than he normally would. So it was fun to watch those guys too have to choose which club to try to do when it wasn't their normal club per se. So, but yeah, that was a time. I mean, there was only a handful of guys that actually finished the weekend under par,
and Tiger Woods was not one of them.
No, he was not, because it's that ryegrass. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 under, 4 under, 2 under, 2 under. Finau at 1 under, and Jason Krokrak was even. So
it was like the U.S. Open, when they play it there,
right?
Yeah, it
was set up tough,
not built for high scoring.
Well, and the weather was so tough early in the week. It was dry and hot, and the greens were fast.
Yep.
So,
all right.
We got a lot more to talk about. Fun morning this morning so far here inside the Cave, 96.5 The Cave.
I'm Stan the Man, I am, and I have to say it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
It's time to head back to school. Whether it's homeroom or homeschool, DMP will be there to make sure you can access what you need to keep pushing forward. Right now, get 250 meg internet and DMP Connect Pro, the most powerful whole home Wi-Fi ever for just $59.90 a month. Give us a call at 800-311-7340. That's 800-311-7340. Because at DMP, no matter what the future holds, we're here to power your tomorrow.
As you feel the blades of grass tickle your bare feet, a subtle breeze stirs the green leaves overhead. There you are, sipping a cold drink, admiring the beauty and solitude of your own landscaped backyard. The realization has set in. Calling Sealers Landscape and Design was the best and easiest decision you've ever made. Their 3D design program brought your paradise to life. Now for the tough decision, where to put the hammock. Call Sealers Landscape and Design at 442-4823 for a free estimate today.
We've been doing business in downtown Tecumseh since 1982. Hi, this is Ed Hall with Carpet on Wheels. That's 38 years as a family-owned local business. Of course, we couldn't have done it without the support of our clients, but there's something to be said about being around for so long. We carry newer selections of floor covering, window treatments, and area rugs. We professionally install everything we sell. Stop in, see for yourself. Get the quality you need and the service you deserve at Carpet on Wheels.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports. Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. This is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go inside the cave.
And good morning. Welcome back Inside the Cave, Hour 2. Jeff Bowman, John Roberts, here on 96.5 The Cave.
Probably our best 60-minute performance of the year.
Oh, yeah.
You got to find a way to replicate what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to do.
We're going to try to do better. We're not even going to try to replicate. We're going better.
It's what we do here on a Monday morning.
That's right. Woohoo. Talk a little more, too. I realized over the weekend, Athletes Unlimited, women's fast pitch softball.
Oh, yeah?
In the bubble in Rosemont, Illinois.
Oh, that's a nice little complex there. There's a hockey rink there. If it's the place I'm thinking of, it's like it's right off. I mean, you can see it from the highway there in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good little
Parkway
area.
Bank Sports Complex,
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
The softball field is actually, Klotz tweeted something out too about it, because it's a turf infield. You know, a darker color, look like dirt, and then it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I was just pulling it up too, because I wanted to look. They had some really unique scoring stuff they were talking about. I didn't turn it on in the beginning, and somebody had like a sack fly, and they were getting points for that and different things. And
so it's not just standard runs.
No, and I'm reading. So here's a little thing. They got team captains. They got 4 team captains. It says 1 week you can see your favorite professional softball players on the same team, and the next week potentially competing. The top 4 players each week are named team captain for next week's game. So you have team. If you score a run, that's how you win the game. But you have your own stats on whether, if you hit a sack fly or if you bunt a sack or different. So that, I guess, is how you pull up the team captains and things like that. So it's kind of like fantasy, your own fantasy points.
Got it.
Inside the game to put it for so it says the best parts of fantasy are not brought to life in our new radical scoring system. Every player can lose or win points during every game. Athletes score points as individuals and as a team to win MVP titles and cash bonuses. Each week, players and fans get a chance to vote for their MVP. So,
interesting concept.
Yeah, so you get if you hit a single, you get 10, double 20, triple 30, home run 40. You get 10 points if you're hit by a pitch. If you're walked, you get a stolen base. Scored sacrifices. Minus 10 if you earn runs allowed for pitchers. Every recorded out, you get +4 as a pitcher. So the pitchers have their own little stats on that, which is kind of cool. So it was kind of neat. I know there's a few Michigan players out there. There's some pitchers. I know
Sierra Romero playing that.
I believe she is. Haley Wagner, I think, is one of the pitchers on the Team Wagner. She's on one team. It's her own little team there, and so, that's kind of a neat little thing. And then actually, so what's funny is the games there's still a couple more games today, and I'm looking at on the first, they're having the week 2 draft. So you're switching things up and drafting each week, and that's kind of a wild count. But I think it's kind of neat if you're in your own,
tomorrow.
Yeah, but if your own little bubble,
yeah,
then instead of being stuck on one team or whatever, you get to kind of
play with some different players,
change it up a little bit. So
kind of like pickup softball, you do like a pickup game almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting concept.
So anyway, I'm just going to dive into that a little more, and we'll see about that. But we got some.
Well, what else you got for us?
Got some sports scores here
from the week from yesterday.
Again, golf. The what was it? The BMW Classic there at Olympia Fields. John Rahm beats Dustin Johnson in the first playoff. And Dustin Johnson had to hit an unbelievable putt to send it, to force it to the playoff. And then that first playoff hole, John Rahm hits even a more unbelievable putt, distance-wise.
66 feet.
Yes. That's
a sand wedge for me. Not on the green.
It's my hybrid.
Yeah. 66 feet.
Yeah, that was a heck of a putt.
Yeah,
and those are just a putt in a prayer.
You're trying to get it close.
Yeah,
you're just trying to get it close.
All you're doing.
Yeah.
So again, it was pretty good.
If it goes in, it goes in. But you're just trying to really get it close.
Right. Major League Baseball yesterday, the Yankees get by the Mets 8-7 in 8 innings. Those are so weird.
Was that a doubleheader?
Must have been. I don't see the other score yet. I'll get to it when I scroll past it. But yeah, I was reading some the other day. Jason Stark had a little thing in The Athletic about some of that stuff. You get weird stats again. You got an extra inning, game-winning walk-off home run in the 8th. It's like, wait a minute. How did that happen, Cubs get by Cincy 10-1. Tampa Bay over Miami, high-scoring 12-7 affair there. Again, the Tigers 3-2 winners over Minnesota. Boston over Washington 9-5. White Sox over Kansas City in 10, 5-2. Pittsburgh, Milwaukee 5-1 at Pittsburgh. St. Louis over Cleveland 7-2. Dodgers beating Texas 7-2. Toronto over Baltimore 6-5. San Diego rolling still, 13-2 winners over the Rockies. San Francisco over Arizona 4-1. And what do we got still here? Seattle over the Angels 2-1. Yankees beat the Mets 5-2 in 8. So both games go to extras with the Yankees winning that.
Sweep.
Atlanta over Philly 12-10. And Oakland, Houston postponed. So there you have it on the MLB. Little NBA action yesterday. Boston over Toronto, 112-94. Was that the first round? No,
first game of
the second round there.
Yeah.
Clippers over Dallas, 111-97 to win that series. Mm-hmm. And Denver over Utah, 119-107.
That's going to Game 7, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. And in the hockey bubble.
My Islanders, baby.
Your Islanders. Dallas over Colorado, 5-4. Isles over the Flyers, 3-2. The Vegas Knights beat the Canucks 5-3. And other two were postponed why were they postponed?
I don't know.
Unless those are ones that were postponed the other day and they haven't made those
them
up yet.
Maybe those are tonight.
Yeah, it could be.
We'll see if we can get Gary Bettman on the phone.
Give him a call.
Yeah.
All right. We can do that. I tell you, some scoring in this bubble.
Yeah.
And some players, again, Jamal Murray, 50 again. Denver forces a Game 7 with the win there. There's some people that have been. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. Lighten up the scoreboard.
44 points. There's some good games. I tell you, this Clippers team, though, is... Kawhi Leonard's pretty good, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's a guy that can really make some difference here.
Was that on your computer?
It must have been. I don't know. I'm going to hit.
Or are we hearing voices in the studio?
Could be.
Cave might be haunted.
I think that might be too. So, anywho, let's talk a little bit moving things forward. I know Friday was the rally in Lansing.
Yes. Had quite a few local people there.
Yeah.
Coach Eric Johnson from Britton Deerfield and his son, I believe they both spoke.
Yeah.
As well as his wife, the superintendent of Britton Deerfield Schools.
You know, God bless them. I what they did,
Yeah.
but I really think that it's for naught. I mean, I hate to say that.
Yeah, because the passion that they had for, the Facebook group and everything, obviously their heart is no question in the right place with this. They want their, a lot of them, people involved, their parents, and they want their sons to play, and they want to see them play now because, we say we're going to have a spring season, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen.
Right.
And, they're going to do everything they can to make it happen.
And I think
there's some challenges to making it happen.
And I think that's part of the tough whole ordeal as well is still the unknown.
And we don't know what that season's going to. There hasn't been a announced plan for when or how many games. I mean, it's not going to be 9 games.
No.
That's been said. But, is it going to be February, March, April? Is it going to be March, April part of, we don't know. And so
so that's where people are like, I want to play now because you're telling me there's going to be a spring season, but we don't know. And if that spring season gets yanked out from underneath them, that's tough too.
Yeah, it really is. And, we certainly felt for all the spring athletes last year when their entire season was wiped out. And, we're going to feel the same if in fact, and we hope not, obviously, if in fact that we're to come to that with football and maybe a few of these other sports too that haven't gotten the green light to play yet, that's a whole other subject.
Right.
Because apparently some of them are.
Yes.
And, I noticed on Twitter over the weekend there was an outdoor swim meet between 2 teams in Oakland County.
There was?
Yeah.
I didn't think you were supposed to be able to compete.
I didn't think so either, but maybe we're misinterpreting what can happen. There was a team playing soccer down in Ohio. So I don't know.
Well, that's I talked
when I went back and read through the MHSAA statement. We'll use Tecumseh for example. If they wanted to go up north and play volleyball, they could. They could go to Grayling and play volleyball. That's allowed,
right?
You can't go to Sand Creek and play volleyball, though.
No, and that's what, like Dan Rogers and I talked last week, and he was saying, we could go up north and play,
a football game.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I don't think
because you don't do football. But I mean, if they had football and they did it in different spots,
if
you could go do
football was
that.
Like volleyball, soccer, swim and dive.
Somebody was saying you couldn't go over the bridge, though. They wouldn't. They don't want teams doing that and traveling.
That's probably
up there.
weather related. The bridge might have been shut down or some high winds or.
But it is odd how. But again, I just found this Twitter story this morning too that I just looked at, and it was from yesterday actually. But talking about there's a lot of people, and you even alluded to the fact of Mick McCabe talking about a lot of not guys wearing masks.
Yeah.
And this little statement that says, "My statement for those saying I saw a lot of people not wearing masks. These kids and coaches wore masks all summer long, every practice, every day, because they were told that if they do, they'd play football."
Right.
And wear these so we can play. That was a big thing for a while.
And
it said some people at the rally had masks on, some did not. Most had masks on in the crowd and chose to take it off when they went on the stage to either speak or have pictures taken and stuff.
That's
and
not
so
uncommon. We've seen that from a lot of different
right. So, so to put the mask on and you can play football, they're saying was a lie. Put the mask on, let's play ball, and I promise you the mask will go on, and a lot of people did. But again, I think that, as Mark Ewell has talked, his last thing that he was talking about, I think that, their hands are tied. They've done everything they could do, and it's still, he's not going to go against an executive order.
No.
And that's the problem you're seeing out there is some of these factories of AAU sports and things like that might not be allowed to be open but are.
Well.
And are saying, we're going to play 7-on-7s. Please give us your money. We're going to do all this.
You can do them if it's outdoors.
Right. But that's where Mark Ewell's, and he stated that in early on. If we don't have MHSAA sports, somebody's going to capitalize on this.
Yeah. I mean, Andrew Prattley, who was on our show a while back from St. Joseph's High School and president of the MHSFCA, said the same thing. He tweeted that out this morning, that kids are playing sports. And, we know that you and I, that there are really good travel/club programs across the state of Michigan. And then we also know that there are some that maybe not so good.
Right.
Maybe not, concerned about the right things with young kids and, that they're in it maybe for not the best of reasons.
Right.
But there are a lot of good ones. And those good ones, are going to create something. It's a business, and they're already hurting enough if they're a gym-based group. They're going to find ways for boys to play soccer outside and 7-on-7 football. And, I think 11-on-11 football is too big of an undertaking for those places, especially at this point. And
7-on-7.
The equipment alone is a pretty prohibitive expense.
Right. 7-on-7's tough. Then what are all your linemen doing? They're not being able to participate.
Lifting weights.
In any of
that's
this.
it. And and even that.
They can't compete.
Yeah.
So that's tough when you do that.
And I did read something in the past few days, where they're hopeful that when school starts after Labor Day, everybody will be in school either virtually, face-to-face, or a hybrid model.
Right.
By the day after Labor Day, I believe, in the state of Michigan. I haven't read any school district saying we're postponing until a later date to start the school year. There's a lot of talk that, you open up school pools and school gyms because they're instructional spaces.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and that's a big thing.
And if they can be instructional spaces, then why can't they be practice and competition spaces?
Right. You can have kids running around in the gym for a phys ed class.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you can't have a dozen girls and two coaches in there.
Volleyball.
Right. To me, that doesn't make sense.
It does not. Now, at this point, if you want to talk about competition between two schools with a few hundred people in the gym, okay, but you don't draw a few hundred people for a dual match in volleyball. You just don't.
No, I watched
unless it's a big rivalry match or two really good teams. But the average high school volleyball match, you got mom and dad, some students, maybe grandma and grandpa. That's about it.
And I was watching a Zoom thing with the head of the NFHS the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about the volleyball side of it too. And she's like, why do we need to switch sides every game?
I've wondered about that even before the pandemic.
Right.
Like the wind.
Yeah, nobody changed benches in any other sport.
No.
During a game.
Yeah.
Other than volleyball.
I don't know why that. We're going to have to get with a county volleyball coach.
Yeah, I don't know how that and why ever started.
I'm going to find that out.
You grab your towels, your water, your bags,
and
you change benches. You can't coach from that other side. It's weird. But it is one of those things where,
because you don't do that in basketball. You don't switch benches at halftime or
no, but you do cross the court. So you can at least in volleyball you do not. But I mean, in baseball, you don't switch like
dugouts for games of a doubleheader.
Right.
That's at it. I did think about that one time, long ago. What?
But volleyball,
when I first saw high school.
But volleyball is one of those weird things, though, that you do not cross the other side.
Right.
So it is to try to coach through. I mean, it is weird.
Right.
But that's one of the things they do, and that's one of the things she mentioned during this.
Stay on the same
thing
bench
was like,
the whole
yeah,
match,
you.
If that's a.
Yeah, I mean, as far as safety and things like that, you don't need to switch. You can do this for a while.
And I think they were already going to do away with like they slap hands under the net before the match starts and all that stuff, and they were going to have the captains be 6 feet apart for the officials meeting, and it might have only football was going to go to one captain at the coin toss,
right?
And I think even states that are playing, a lot of them are doing that. I saw a picture. I want to say like it was in Arkansas, and they showed a picture of the coin toss last Friday night, and there was one captain from each, and the officials.
Did you say you were watching high school football?
No, it was on a picture on the internet. No. And the rest of the captains were kind of lined up on the hash marks,
right?
And then the rest of the team was lined up like on the numbers or the sidelines, and so. Yeah, I mean, and they were lined up, every 5 yards, so there's 15 feet in between all those guys.
There's going to be a lot of different changes,
Yep.
Hey, let's take a time out because we got some Tigers to talk about.
We got Tigers. We got winners and losers of the weekend still. You can get a few more minutes of research in here and get some work done.
If it's sports and you're thinking about it, we're talking about it. 96.5, The Cave.
You'll hit a home run every time with Hayes Insurance Agency.
Their team of independent agents will cover all the bases
and find you the right policy at the best price.
For your car, your home, your business, whatever you need.
Hayes Insurance, serving residents of Lenawee County and beyond for over a half century.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com. In 1968, Tigers great Jim Northrup hit 2 grand slams in one game.
And ever since, the Hayes Insurance Agency has been hitting grand slams for all its customers in Lenawee County and beyond.
For your car, your home, your farm, your business, count on Hayes Insurance Agency.
On Occidental Highway between Adrian and Tecumseh.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com.
The Springs BP on West US 223 near Onstead Highway is your locally owned one-stop convenience store. The Springs BP Beer Cave is fully stocked and has a huge selection of craft beer along with all of the standards. If you're looking for something a little different, they have a variety of prepared cocktails and drink mixes plus state minimum prices on their huge selection of liquor. The Springs BP also has propane tank exchanges, fishing licenses, and bait. So if you're headed to the lake for the weekend or just heading home, make sure you stop and shop at the Springs BP.
It's another work day. Did you dread going to work today? Well, work doesn't have to feel like that every week. JTech invites you to apply for production operators now, including a signing bonus, $13.50 starting pay with a raise after 30 days, and career advancement opportunities, attendance and quota incentives, overtime opportunities, 14 paid holidays, plus paid vacation time, health benefits, and a 401k and more. Feel appreciated at work. Go to jtechllc.com to apply. jtechllc.com and get more from your job.
Long Motor Sales in Tecumseh is asking for your help. Please do your part and wear a face mask while you're in public spaces. Do it for the kids, if not for yourself. We want our kids to be able to go back to school this fall. A friendly reminder that you can shop Long's current inventory online at longmotorsales.net.
New to the lot this week at Long Motor Sales is a Burgundy 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. This sporty SUV features a strong V6 engine, remote keyless entry, and four-wheel drive. With 130,000 miles, there's still a lot of life left on this one. Priced at $12,750. Stop in and tell Eric you want to take this car for a ride today.
If your vehicle needs an oil change or a major overhaul or repair, take it to Long's Automotive Service. Nathan Long has over 15 years of experience as a certified technician, giving you dealership quality service at a low price. Long Motor Sales and Long Automotive Service in Tecumseh. Long, a name you know and trust.
This is Pam Campbell, Superintendent of Columbia Schools. Columbia Central High School has a focus on STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. The caring teachers at Columbia make a difference for our students. Many students enjoy STEM courses in forensic science, sports medicine, and engineering. High school students take advantage of our advanced placement courses and early college program. Columbia School District, from preschool and early fives through high school and adult education. Learning today, leading tomorrow. Visit us at myeagles.org.
It's summertime. It's hot, dusty, and dirty, and your car needs to be washed. Where do you go? Imagine a crystal palace with a runway where your car glides through a series of steps and your pride and joy is blown dry by angel wings. Okay, maybe that's a bit too much, but Sudsy Does a Car Wash does bless your vehicle with the highest quality of solutions and equipment to lift your car to a higher level of clean. We know you want your car to look great, so try Sudsy Does a Car Wash in Tecumseh.
Sudsy Does a Car Wash, Gary's Quick Lube too.
Hello, I'm Mike Basham, the new service manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. This month we are offering special pricing on oil changes, 10% off any brake service, and savings on our BG air conditioning system deodorizer and performance enhancer. Remember, the Suburban Care program gets you 3 oil changes, 3 tire rotations, and 3 multi-point inspections for one low price. Busy schedule? We offer full service on Saturdays from 8 until 2, and also a fleet of loaner vehicles with a reservation. Get your vehicle ready for summer at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
Got your flashlight?
Yeah. I was pulling my compass out of my pocket and tying my boots.
Okay.
Because we are inside the cave.
It's good hiking music right there. Better chair dancing music, though.
Oh, yeah. Actually, here, you just have to see this right now just so you can laugh.
Doing gymnastics here. He's handing me something around the
plexiglass. Little bozo reference on Twitter this morning.
I was on Bozo once as a kid.
Were you?
Yeah. It was a neighborhood birthday party out of in Windsor. We went to the one in Windsor.
Okay.
CKLW.
Yeah.
Channel 9 out of Windsor. Yeah, I was on Bozo. I didn't get picked to play a game. My little brother did, though. He got to play, I don't know.
So they had a bozo up there, too? Because I always do the bozo in Chicago.
Yeah, no.
They had a Canadian bozo?
Yes. Yeah. He was on Channel 9 out of Windsor. I used to watch him all the time as a little kid. In the morning before school. That and Captain Kangaroo, man. Bozo or Captain Kangaroo. My little brother Bill, he was on the Bozo show.
No kidding.
He got to play a game. He didn't win. I think he got like a 6-pack of Orange Crush or something to bring home.
Man, I got to Google. I did not know there was a Canadian Bozo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I'm learning something every day.
See?
Canadian Bozo. Huh. Interesting.
I think Bozo was kind of a regional thing. Like there were different Bozos in different parts of the country, I think.
I knew the WGN,
the guy from
Chicago one.
Yeah. And then obviously the one that was on TV in Detroit out of Windsor. Maybe those were the only two. But I think Bozo had some other affiliates.
He was introduced to the U.S. in 46 and to television in 49, later appearing in franchised television programs, of which he was the host, where he was portrayed by numerous local performers.
There you go. So that's what it was.
Bozo the Clown series by locality. Boston.
You're going to see Detroit, Windsor on there.
Worcester, Mass.
Worcester.
Detroit, Windsor.
Yeah.
Bozo first came to Detroit in 59 on WWJ.
Well, that would have been Channel 4.
Channel
back
4.
The day before it was WDIV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was friction, though, with Larry Harmon.
That was who the Detroit Bozo was. He passed away not too long ago.
Bob McNay, who worked as a clown, was hired to play Bozo. His Bozo became very popular, expanding to 2 shows a day and becoming the first children's program in Detroit to switch to color. However, there was friction with Larry Harmon.
Who was Bozo.
After years of increasing the franchise, they ended the contract with Harmon, kept McNay. They ended the contract with Harmon in 1967. Kept McNay, who created his own clown character, Oopsie.
Yes.
Which continued on WWJ. McNay then took Oopsie to CKCO in Ontario, where he continued for another 15 years. Meanwhile, across the river in Windsor, CKLW, Channel 9 picked up the Bozo franchise. Popular local talent Jerry Booth was tapped to play Bozo. So, yeah, Bozo's Big Top.
Yeah, that's the show I was on.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, I was in the audience singing songs, clapping with all the other kids.
Oh, here you go. Kids would play games, win prizes. One of the most plentiful being a 6-pack of Orange Crush.
Bam, that's what my brother took home. That was the consolation prize.
Oh, my gosh.
He had the giant treasure chest, man. You could go in, and if you won it, there's like all kinds of toys in there.
I see Willard Scott played Bozo in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, there have been a few famous guys that were Bozo at one point in their career.
I always wanted to be on the romper room, you know. Have when they called your name?
No, I didn't watch that.
It was waving. Yeah.
I wasn't a big PBS kids show guy when I was a little kid. I didn't watch Sesame Street. It was just like slightly after my time of TV viewing as a kid. I didn't watch Sesame Street. My brothers.
I was not a big Sesame Street
They
guy.
were younger than me, so they I just never got into it.
Man, did we go off topic?
Off the rails there.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. People are happy with that.
You can call in if you were at Bozo, on Bozo as a kid.
265-4000. 517 is the area code.
Well, the tweet I had, it said, all of us believe that given just one chance, we'd fill up every daggone bucket in Bozo's grand prize game and ride that new bike right out of the studio.
Yeah, you could win a bike.
Oh, because you'd be sitting at home going, I can do that.
Yeah.
How? That's not even hard to toss those ping pong balls in
into a bucket.
Come on. How hard is that to do?
You know, some kid who was on Bozo said, I'm going to create a game someday where you bounce it on a table into a cup and you have to
drink.
And we'll call it beer pong.
Yeah, because if I can't...
That's where the inspiration
If
for
I
beer
can't
pong
do
came.
it, that's the
It was the
adult...
Bozo show.
The adult version. There's a lot of things that happen, you know, out of that. Kind of just, you know, when organically happen like that, and you go, wow.
Hey, I saw this on Bozo one time. So anyways, Tigers.
Made a great drinking game out of Chutes and Ladders once.
This is a whole nother show. We're traveling. We're going down a different part of the cave.
That was a
here.
chute and a ladder that we, you know.
I know. Okay. Tigers. We got to talk some sports.
We do got to talk
We got
some
a lot of
sports.
sports to talk about. We only got like 20 minutes left. Plus
Hey.
we got a commercial break in there.
Bozo was important, though.
It is. That's Americana.
That's
I'm with
right.
you.
Tigers.
Tigers. Great
Top
weekend.
3 players from the Tigers. What are you thinking?
Well,
First of all, they got 3 wins, which were huge.
Gigantic.
Over the team that was in first place going into the weekend.
Yes.
Now sitting in third.
And they're going to play them a lot in the next week or so. They got to go to Minnesota.
Which is scary because they're a good team.
Yeah, they're real good.
But the Tigers are putting things together.
Yeah, they're right in the hunt.
I got 3.
I got 3.
And a 3A.
Of course you do. So why don't you start with 3A?
Actually, 3A, though, and I probably could put him somewhere else, but it's not a player. It's Gardenhire. The way Gardy's been able to kind of put this lineup together, and when Crone went down, they had to shift some people around, and then you got Reyes in the outfield doing some things, Bonifacio coming up, with Maben being out too, and
just pushing the right button.
Yeah, I mean,
right now.
And I think this was one of the things early on that we talked about with Gardenhire is that he is a manager that is not such a by the numbers guy. You know, he's not a guy that's real analytical on that end of it, but he's a guy that coaches by feel and kind of knows what his room is like. And, he's an older guy that's been around that way. And I think that that's what's good right now in the shortened season and things that's going on. You got to be able to kind of pull the right strings and move some people and try to put those pieces and puzzles together. And I think that's Gardenhire's good at that.
I agree.
So that's not my main three because it's not a player. So
now we're into the three.
Yes.
You want me to go next?
Sure.
Okay. Tigers bullpen allowed no runs against the Twins this weekend.
Unbelievable.
One. Yeah, I'll tell you, quietly that they're, not every game, but a lot of this year, they're getting it done out of the bullpen. Gregory Soto had 2 saves this weekend. I mean, that's been good to see.
Yeah, I'll mention him in a minute.
Okay.
Jonathan Scope.
Okay. I didn't put him in, but, man, he was right there in the consideration. We could have done top 8.
Right. No, he's finally being that guy that you can count on.
Yeah, they got to try and re-sign.
Oh, they got to. That's a big thing there.
Guy's a major league second baseman. They need to try and sign him.
But he's good. He hits. He plays good field.
Yeah.
We talked about him earlier. I mean, he's a guy that needs to be on this roster for longer.
Yeah.
So that's where he was my number 3.
Okay. My number 2, Jeimer Candelario.
I was between Scope and I.
All 3 games, he had big hits. Really has really hit the ball well since that early season slump where he couldn't hit. He couldn't get any hits. And now he's really coming on. And if he can continue to hit that way through the rest of this season, I mean, you got to feel real good about that guy as a piece of the puzzle somewhere going
and he's
forward.
Not. He hasn't been playing a bad first base.
No, and he was playing really good third base before he got moved over when Crone got hurt.
Yeah.
So, he
No, I think that he's finally
we talked
that trade
last week.
that brought him in, it was kind of questionable.
Right.
So
well, and he could, if he stays at first base, and hearing that Torkelson has really done quite well at third base, and understands the position and has the physical tools to play it, maybe he's the third baseman for the Tigers going forward.
Right. Yeah.
And so if Candelario's at first base instead of third, well, who really cares? I mean,
but what do you do with Paredes then?
Yeah, maybe he's your shortstop, or
he's a guy that they can move to second.
Yeah,
at some point. I mean, there's those guys that can do that.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
having too many infielders that can maybe play. So that's my number 2.
Well, and I'm just pulling this up. I couldn't remember Candelario. He was blocked in Chicago by Chris Bryant at third and Rizzo at first. And if he was going to get a shot, he was going to have to be with another team.
Yeah,
and they. 23-year-old Tiger gets that shot thanks to a trade between the Cubs and the Tigers that saw Chicago ship Candelario and Isaac Paredes off to Detroit in exchange for Justin Wilson and Alex Avila. Avila
plays for the Twins now.
Yeah.
He was in the lineup the other day.
But I think
that we might win that trade.
I was just going to say that. You get Candelario and Paredes for Wilson and Avila? I'd do that any day.
If one of them turns out, it's a win for the Tigers in that trade. Because I don't know that either one of those guys are still with the Cubs.
Well, we know one's not.
Yes, because he plays for the Twins.
Right. And I don't know where the heck Justin Wilson is these days.
We'll look that up during the next commercial
break. I'm
going
to do that right now.
Okay.
Because
you want me to keep going here?
No, my number 2 was Miggy.
Okay. He's my number 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that just keeps doing it. And he, at the beginning of the year was struggling a little, maybe not doing what we kind of thought. And it was that big thing of, where is he going to be? Is it now? Is he kind of, we know he's on the downside.
Sure.
But is he at that point of no return?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so now either.
The week he had this past week.
Justin Wilson, Mets.
Okay, there you go. So
Miggy's your number one.
He is.
My number two. Who's your number two?
Candelario.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll give you my number one.
Okay, go.
Since Miggy's yours. Soto.
Yeah.
He's a guy that, it was funny last week when they moved Jimenez down to that seventh inning spot, and then they put Soto in the eighth, and then Farmer kind of threw the ninth. I'm like, all right, they're working his way to 9.
Yeah.
And I think Soto had the stuff for it, but did he have the mindset for it?
Sure.
And, he was struggling a little bit. To come in and get 2 over the weekend, he's a guy that could be lights out. He's fun to watch.
He's got a live arm.
Extremely live arm.
I mean, and seems pretty even keel.
Yeah.
Which I think for a closer is pretty.
Yes, you have to have that.
You do. I mean, you got to be. Can't get too up or too down.
Nope. So that's mine with Soto and then and Miggy. Miggy, you're one. So
yeah.
It was a good weekend again.
Good weekend for the Tigers.
Yes.
They're 500 going into September, basically. And it's encouraging. Whether they make the playoffs or not, really, it'd be cool, but I don't care if they don't.
Right.
I mean, they're competing. And I think that's the biggest thing.
So what are they, 16 and 16 right now?
16.
And Ian only had them win in 19.
Well, he's still got a shot, I guess. I don't think they're going to go 3-27 or whatever it would be to 3-22.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so, but boy, I hope not. That'd be brutal.
It would be. All right, hey, we got to take a time out. We got winners and losers
after the break.
That's right, here on 96.5 The Cave.
Real big hits, really big plays. We're talking about it. 96.5 The Cave.
Hey, Natasha, that sounds familiar. Could you be attending Hospice of Lenaway's amazing Throwdown Road Rally on October 3rd?
I need to get out and have fun. I'll get to drive my own car, solve clues with my friends. I'm there. Can you give me some hints?
No, but I can tell you that Old National Bank is the Throwdown Master sponsor, that it will start at 4 p.m. and will finish with an amazing drive-through dinner.
Where will it start and where will it end? I feel like I've said those words before.
Purchase your ticket and you will be given your start location, but you won't know where it ends until you solve your final clue.
Story of my life. How much are tickets?
$50 per person. That includes the road rally, dinner, and more.
More?
There will be an opportunity to support online as well. Just check our website at hospiceoflenaway.org for details.
I got this. Call Hospice of Lenaway at 517-263-2323 for tickets and choose your team members.
I can't wait to see you at the final stop.
I'll be there.
We all know that Salsarias has fantastic authentic Mexican dishes like the signature Baja chicken salad and the queso blanco. What you might not know is they do catering platters for offices, schools, and events that they will deliver. Holy guacamole! Salsarias is open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m. for inside and patio dining as well as for carryout. Find specials on Facebook. Call 423-0018 to order or come in and enjoy a beverage from their full bar along with a great lunch or dinner in downtown Tecumseh at Salsarias.
It's another Monday. Did you dread going back to work? Well, work doesn't have to feel like that every day. JTech invites you to apply for production operators now, including a signing bonus, $13.50 starting pay with a raise after 30 days, and career advancement opportunities, attendance and quota incentives, overtime opportunities, 14 paid holidays, plus paid vacation time, health benefits, and a 401k and more. Feel appreciated at work. Go to jtechllc.com to apply. jtechllc.com and get more from your job.
We invite you to explore the exceptional learning experience available for all K-12 students at Tecumseh Virtual Academy. The TVA's online learning platforms provide students with the flexibility to learn at their own level, anywhere, anytime, and be aligned with state requirements. With equipment and our experienced support staff provided and an 8-year track record of success, we invite you to contact Tecumseh Virtual Academy to explore your students' options. Go to TVA Tecumseh online or find our link on WLEN.com.
Everybody huddle up. Here's the play. If you wear any kind of screen-printed item, Go to ProMed Uniform and get your company logo, school spirit wear, fundraiser events, family reunions, any screen printing needs. If you need custom embroidery, go to ProMed Uniform and get your varsity jacket, company logo, corporate apparel, or just that special embroidered item. Score! Let's repeat that play. Nobody can beat it. ProMed Uniform is Lenawee County's premier embroidery and screen printing destination. All screen printing and embroidery is done in-house. ProMed Uniform is where quality work and the best pricing in Lenawee County come together. Please support local businesses and shop ProMed Uniform for all your screen printing and embroidering needs. T-shirts, varsity jackets, corporate apparel, screen printing, embroidery. ProMed Uniform, 937 West Beecher in Adrian.
I think that's our favorite on Monday
This is a good
mornings.
one.
Yeah, we like that one.
I do like that one, too.
It gets your head bobbing, your
Heck
toe
yeah.
tapping a little bit.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
I am ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Turn that back on.
Inside the Cave, 3 losers from the weekend.
Okay, you got more losers than I do.
I'll start.
I got 2. I found enough. I had family this weekend.
You
It's
did.
it's easier to find winners when
It is.
when you're not totally locked in and you go, hey, I got winners and losers. Let me look through some stats and look through some stuff. And
yeah, it is.
you can find a lot more things that are better than the bad stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes it a little tougher when you're not totally dialed in.
Right. And you know, you just got to, sometimes you got to point out the bad to hope it gets better.
Right.
So
I go with your
you
first.
want me to
then.
start?
Yeah.
Marcus Morris Sr. of the Los
In the
Angeles
NBA?
Clippers. Yeah. Another flagrant foul. He got kicked out of the game. He like went after Luka Doncic again. I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't either.
You know, in the old days, somebody would have. You try taking our superstar out with a hard foul. I mean, you think about those fights that the Celtics and everybody used to get into in the Sixers.
There was a lot more self-policing.
Yeah, you didn't foul Dr. J or Larry Bird.
No.
Guys. You didn't foul those guys
Nope.
hard. You could foul the other guys hard. But
Yes.
man, you don't foul that guy hard.
Yep.
And-
yeah. No. A lot more self-policing now.
So I don't know
it's-
if there's some guys that are, hey, we're going to make this guy prove himself before we anoint him, you know, one of the top 5 players in the game right now, or you know, all that stuff.
'cause he is.
He's pretty good. He's a good player. So
He's-
that's my number 3.
All right. Well, I'll go with my number 2.
Okay.
Just because
That's okay.
I don't really have
You
a
can get
third
your
one on
homework
there.
done this weekend, Jeff.
I
You
know.
It's
The Big Ten.
Partial credit.
Big
yeah,
10.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I can't say they're looking dumb completely yet, but you know, having to go back and now revisit some stuff, and you know, it's just one of those things that's like, come on. I think that they just too early.
Yeah, well, yeah. We both think that. I guess.
And I think that's the biggest problem right now is them having to backtrack a little. Is because,
Well, they have no plan.
No.
You know, they keep throwing, well, maybe we'll start in January, or it's going to be in the spring, or
I heard somebody was saying, let's start with Michigan Ohio State at the Rose Bowl game.
I don't like that.
And then go January and then go from there.
I don't like that.
No, I don't either. But I was like, no.
You know what's amazing?
You
too?
could start in 3 weeks.
You could. You could.
You could.
You could. The tail end of the season's going to be dicey if you start in 3 weeks.
Well, if you're not having fans and things like that, you could still utilize the dome stadiums that you're talking
could,
about right
yeah,
now.
if they're available. You know,
They're going to be on Saturdays.
well, you might have concerts or something.
No, you're not having concerts right now, though.
Why not?
Because you're not. There's something called a pandemic out there.
It might be
it's
virtual from.
You'll
Ford
find
Field.
places to play. You can go to Legacy even. They got a stadium in
They
there.
got their own indoor facilities.
I'm
where they could
saying.
technically play a game.
Right. With no fans, you could play a game in there.
You'd have to really pad up the walls in some of those places, though. 'Cause,
But still,
Yeah.
I mean, without fans, you can find places to play.
True.
So they could start in 3 weeks. They're already together. You don't think they could ramp it up? You could very easily.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted to just chase tail right now and say, okay, guys, we acted too early. Other people are doing it. We think that we're responsible enough. We're going to go for it.
Yeah.
And I would respect the Big Ten more if they did that right now.
I just want them to say, okay, here. I don't care if it's in 3 weeks or if it's January. This is what we're doing. Here's the plan. Here's the schedule. Here's where the games are going to. And maybe that's what they're doing is they're ironing out those details with dome stadiums right now. And
could be,
because in January you're not playing at the Big House probably.
No.
I mean, I can't picture that.
No.
That's not going to be.
All right. Who's your
number two?
Number two.
This is a carryover from last week, and I continue to these kids and coaches are losers. Boys soccer, girls swim and dive and volleyball. I mean,
they're losers on the sense that they can't play.
Exactly.
They're not losers.
They're losing out.
Yes.
I guess is the way I'm going with that. And it's like, come on, let's quit stringing these kids along. Let's give them. This is when we're starting, or we're going to the spring, or whatever we're going to do. That's not. It's not good. It's not right. Give them a plan. Everybody can, they may not be happy if it gets moved to the spring, but at least there's a sense of knowing.
Right.
And I think that's the most unfair thing of all to me in all this high school stuff right now is there's no sense of knowing.
Right. All right. My number one, Tiger Woods, the way he's been playing. You keep thinking he's back, and he's not. And he showed us that this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. My number, and again, not that he's a loser, but he kind of lost out. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah,
the late wreck. I mean, he's right in the hunt.
Yeah.
You just want to see him keep going if you're a NASCAR fan. He's been good for the sport and a good driver and got wrecked, and he probably won't run at Daytona again.
Nope.
So.
Okay. Hit it.
Oh, that's right. You only had two.
Yeah.
Inside the Cave, 3 winners from the weekend.
Speaking of NASCAR, William Byron wins the race.
Number 1. Wasn't it? His first win, I think.
Yeah, and then able to secure a spot in the playoff with that win.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Yannick Ngakoue. I mean, you're going from the Jags to the Vikings. That's a win.
Yeah.
You're a potential Super Bowl team now with him. That was a big pickup for the Vikings.
And he's got some nice incentives built in. Makes Pro Bowl, he makes certain money.
Yeah.
If they win a Super Bowl, he makes more money.
Yeah.
So,
and you're leaving the Jags, who are probably the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
right.
That's a win for him. Personally.
My number 2 is John Rahm. Had a great comeback, played some good golf and played great golf on Sunday. He had one bogey all weekend.
Yeah.
And that was on Saturday because he walked up and wasn't thinking and didn't mark his ball on the green.
Oh, 1-stroke penalty.
That was his only bogey on the weekend.
Yeah. He was my number 2 as well. I mean, in the playoff, it's the 66-foot putt to win the tournament.
Yep.
So he was my number 2 as well.
And did you see the next week on that? They start with like a staggered scoring.
No.
Where Dustin Johnson is the leader right now. He's going to be like 2 shots ahead of everybody when they start this weekend.
Weird.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1, Tigers.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, sweep the Twins. They've won 3 straight series now against good teams.
Yeah.
And that was
and they were, and yeah, I mean the Cubs were snuck in there, but the other ones were divisional teams,
right?
Right,
and that well, they didn't win the series with the White Sox.
Well, Indians,
right?
Oh, Indians, then White Sox lost, Cubs.
Yeah.
3 of 4, and
3 of 4.
2 of them were divisionals.
Yeah. So, hey, we talked about it the last segment. They're fun to watch. They're not a great ball club, but they're scrappy and they're competing. And
right.
They're getting better.
Yes,
there is hope. As a
game and a half
fan.
out of the playoff spot, a wild card spot.
They're right
now.
there. I mean, they're fun to watch.
And we'll see if they're buyers or sellers at all today.
I think I would stand pat.
I probably would, but I mean, if somebody really wants to give you something for like a Norris,
man, but all of a sudden he's a vital part of their rotation with teaming up with Fulmer.
I know.
I like the chemistry they have.
I do too. But if you look at if there's a big piece of the puzzle somewhere that, I wouldn't be actively pursuing it, but if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, here's this."
Well, yeah, you should never not listen. But
you look at, I tell you, the best team out there right now, though,
Padres,
and they just had
making deals,
7-player trade.
Yeah.
Now let's hope this doesn't screw up their chemistry because they're just on a roll right now. So it's interesting.
That is the risk you run.
Yep. So hey, good show this morning. We had a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. Thanks to Coach Hanisch chatting with us as well this morning. And listen up at 10. There's a new show. Pat's gone.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's Anthony Ryder, Bill Ryder. I can't remember. Last name's Ryder.
Where'd Pat go?
He wants to be able to not have FCC on him, so he's going.
Oh, he's going total
strictly
podcast.
And on Sirius XM, yeah. So
okay,
which suits him well.
It does,
but
it
hey,
does.
All right, good show. Thanks to John, Jeff. Keep it tuned right here all day, 96.5 The Cave.
And I have to say, it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today, and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the Cats in the Blue Hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
At Red Mill Pet Supplies, we have everything you need for your pet this summer, including life jackets, water toys, special leashes, and calming treats. And if you're adventurous, you'll find supplies for travel that are appropriate for whatever the weather brings, including pet tents. Our frequent buyer program on your pet food purchases will also help you save when you shop with us. All your pet's needs for a healthier, happier life can be found at Red Mill Pet Supplies, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and at redmillpetsupplies.com.
ProMed Uniform is celebrating 25 years of business. ProMed Uniform's commitment to Lenawee County's healthcare, EMS, police, and fire personnel has always been a top priority. On sale now, in stock 511 tactical pants, 10% off. ProMed has an extensive inventory of medical scrubs, Barco, Grey's Anatomy, and Wonder Wing all in stock. All scrubs are currently 20% off their already low prices. ProMed Uniform will match or beat any competitor's price, including websites or catalogs. Medical, fire, EMS, and restaurant attire. Check them out on Facebook and at 937 West Beecher in Adrian.
Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Lisa.
As the new owners of Noggle Heating and Cooling, we assure you that we are still your local Lennox dealer.
Don't just guess if you're getting the best. We know you'll feel comfortable in your home with a Lennox. A Lennox will make the air cooler, warmer, drier, cleaner, and better, with innovative systems that are exceptionally quiet and energy efficient.
Our crew has the expertise and resources to serve you in the best possible way.
Call 423-3121. We're ready to serve you at Noggle Heating and Cooling.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports.